The seaside isn't just for sunny days, it can be very dramatic on stormy or very windy days like today. And what I really want to do is to capture those waves looking as dramatic as possible. So I've chosen a view looking towards an area where the waves can actually crash against it and cause a big splash. I don't want to get too close to the waves because first of all it's not very safe, and secondly there's too much spray coming up. I don't want me or my gear to get wet. So I've stood at a respectful distance, and I find that's actually better for capturing those waves anyway. So let's see what we can get. I want the waves to look as big and as dramatic as possible, and the problem that I've got here is, well, I'm just a little bit too far away in terms of the lens coverage. I need to zoom in closer to make those waves look much bigger. So just simply zoom in. I've gone from 1x to 2x here, and it's definitely better, but there's still too much sky and the waves still aren't as big as I'd like them to be. So let's go for the next step. I'm going to zoom in now to 4x, and this already looks way more dramatic. And it means that I can also cut out a lot of that blank sky and really concentrate on the size of those waves. So now that I've got the magnification and the composition that I'm after, it's just a case of waiting for a decent wave to come along. I don't think I'm going to need to wait long. So just wait for a big splash to come along and then take as many pictures as you can. This can work pretty well for slow motion video, or if your camera's got a good burst mode, you could just hold the button down and grab a burst. Sometimes there is a little bit of delay as you take the picture. Here's a big one. So always take it a split second before that moment is going to take place. And again, take as many pictures as you can. One of them is going to look great. So let's see what I've got. For this shot, I've used the standard lens. This is normal magnification. And I quite like how I've got most of the pier in it. It's an attractive looking building here. But unfortunately, I've got way too much sky and too much of the beach here, and even though I've got quite a nice splash here, it's just too small. So I want to go for a closer look. For this shot, I've zoomed the lens into 4x, and you can see how much closer I am to the pier. It's a much tighter view, we're getting some nice details on it, much less sky, no beach at all. And even though the waves are the same size in real life, by zooming into 4x, it's made them much larger and more dramatic on the frame. This is the framing that I'm looking for, but unfortunately my timing isn't quite right. I took this picture just before the wave broke onto this wall, so it's just a little bit too soon. For this shot, I used exactly the same framing, so I'm nice and tight on the pier, not too much sky, no beach, but I've been very lucky with the timing here as the wave crashed into this wall and has created this really big splash and quite an interesting vertical column here. Now this is just pure luck. You just have to take lots and lots of photos and you're going to end up with lots of different splashes and wave shapes, but I guarantee you will end up with one that you like, and for me it's this image here.